Good evening, dear listeners, all students in the Faculty of Management Science, Department of Project Planning and Management. Today we are looking at a course unit known as Project Proposal Writing and Report Writing. This is our second module, and the topic we are looking at is Guidelines of Project Proposal Writing. With me, your lecturer, Wiera Saidi, in the Department of Management Science. The course objective tonight include one, to study what to do before project proposal writing. Two, to study the purpose of writing a proposal. Three, to study procedures of how to write a project proposal. Before project proposal, you must do research. Research precedes project proposal writing. Research helps in building your credibility on the topic and proves that there is a problem and you have the best solution for it. Through research, you find examples, you find facts, you get correct figures, you can develop charts, you can actually draw graphs and other data to include in the proposal. Since you want to avoid using only one opinion to support your proposal, you need to find the best data to back up your points and gain support from your intended audience. Conduct surveys, gather on data to prove your point. So if you do a thorough research, you will have enough facts, enough figures that will actually push you into writing a good project proposal. Let's look at the purpose of writing a research. Why do we write a research? That's what I'm saying to you now. The purpose of writing a proposal is to find executive buy-in. I mean, who can actually appreciate your proposal and actually fund it, give you some money. You attract significant people to support your project. You persuade decision makers on your side to turn a vision into a reality. You design the proposal to speak to them and then motivate them to take the next step, which is greenlight the proposal or the project. Okay? Once you have attracted them, there you will be able to get the funding. Okay, let's look at the procedure of how to write a project proposal, and this will be seen in our next slides. Step one, or stage one, define the problem. Explain what the problem your project is trying to address. Give reasons to show it is really a problem, and explain the justification of solving that problem. Attract your audience. See the problem the way you see it. Attract them so that they see the problem the way you see it. Address it clearly. As you can see here, here are the guidelines to defining the problem. You will start in a strong style by making sure that the point of funding is concisely described and in a manner that resonates with decision makers, because they usually don't have a lot of time to look over a proposal. Yet still use facts, not opinion. Don't exaggerate. The audience needs to understand the severity of a problem. Therefore, use data from your research to back up your statements. Don't guess. Give facts. By giving facts, I mean get correct data. It will back up your facts. Stage two, give the solution to the problem identified anyway. Explain how your project will solve the problem and the reason your solution is the best or is better option over the similar solutions. Argue against other solutions. Yours should be the best of the best if you are to be funded. Guidelines for giving your solution. Get ahead and think of possible questions and objections. Prepare to support your solution from all viewpoints. Explain the reason why your costless solution is better than a less expensive one. Explain the solution's larger impact. The donor or anybody who is funding your project will always look at the impact. If the impact is narrow, you don't get funds. So the larger the impact, the better for you. Explain the solution is larger impact. Here you will thrill stakeholders because the project has wider ranging effects. Provide as many research-backed examples to concretize your request. And once they see concrete evidence, you will be funded. 3, give deliverables and success criteria. Give a picture of the functions and attributes of the deliverables and how to know if the project is feasible or is viable or possible. By a project being feasible, it means it can be done and it can bring the desired results. Guidelines for actually seeing whether the project gives us the desired deliverables and it's also feasible. We have to earmark deliverable dates, explain the project deliverables and what users can expect from it. Take, for instance, an overall welcoming health facility that is accessible 24/7. People like good service. So if they hear that the facility will be open 24/7, then actually this will attract actual funding. Give smart solutions, meaning be specific, be able to measure our deliverables. They should be achievable. They must be realistic and time-bound. When shall we expect them to be delivered? Our strategic approach is the next stage. Here, we shall look at the vision. Where do we want to be? This answers why the essential starting point for inspiring action is. It gives project participants a reason for contributing. It clarifies the project's purpose, eliminates confusion, unifies the team, and inspires them to do their best. A mission. Brainstorm the creation of a project mission statement explaining what the project is all about, and it should be handy as the team works to define project scope. What is the project all about? Okay, once we have the vision where we want to be, then we should actually design a mission statement explaining what the project is all about. Once this is done, we go to the next stage of designing objectives. That must be short-term, well-defined, they should be specific, achievable, and they're time-bound. Okay, they have time-bound targets. That will be our strategic approach. We need to have objectives that can actually help us to explore our mission, and by actually following our mission, we shall be able to achieve our vision. Number 5, outline your schedule and budget. Here you break down project costs and detail how you meet deadlines. The estimate ought to be realistic. We shall have a fully fledged chapter of preparing a budget, but as for now, understand that we must have a budget, the breakdown of costs, and shall classify them. This is personnel, this is equipment, this is monitoring and evaluation, okay? These are supplies, and so on and so forth. Guidance for for a schedule and budget. Here, give details of a break of a break of a breakdown of your budget, okay, into categories like supplies, tools, salaries, and so on. Include all overhead and indirect costs. Remember to be realistic. Don't actually guess anything. Be concrete, meaning have facts of where you get your figures. Provide project start and end times. And if certain sections of the project can be done simultaneously, uh, explain that. As we said before, again, here we have mixed a schedule and a budget. A schedule can be sometimes called a work plan. It will be a fully-fledged chapter ahead in the next modules. We shall have to see how to prepare a work plan for the project and also a budget. However, the work plan, in simple terms, before we look at it in detail, it is the breakdown on how activities will be accomplished, what will come first, what will run simultaneous, what will be next until the end and closure of the project. Beware that certain projects may require financial statements and funding sources. 6 is conclusion. Here you will briefly summarize the problem and the solution and the benefits. You emphasize the significant parts and make your proposal stand out by restating ideas you want your audience to remember. Check your proposal for consistency of ideas and whether the elements support each other. Very critical. Okay, how can you actually come up with a good conclusion? Guidance for the conclusion. The proposal should be a book. Tell a story, and every section and element must work together to form a cohesive whole. Do not introduce anything that doesn't fit. Don't bring anything new here because we need consistency. If it has not been there, leave it out. Okay, be careful not to introduce anything that seems off or doesn't contribute to the overall objective of the project, and ensure all project proposal elements are present. Edit the document and ensure all necessary elements have been addressed. Last but not least, this is very important, proofread your proposal. Okay, thoroughly read through proposal and write as necessary to make it interesting, helpful, clear, and persuasive. Ensure the proposal is organized and visually appealing. Guidance for editing are here. Look through the tone and language. Make sure the tone and language used are reflective of that of a certain audience you are targeting. Okay, you must know your audience before you actually tone your language here. Don't forget to proofread for grammar, punctuation, or spelling. Those errors should be eliminated for you to actually get good response from your funders. Thank you very much. This is now coursework for you, those of you who are actually in my class of projects planning and the proposal writing. So the proposal writing class, this is the question for assessment. The question will carry 10 marks and the account to the semester evaluation. Question 1, what is the purpose of writing a proposal? You earn 2 marks for that. Question 2, I beg your pardon. Question 2 is list and explain the guidelines of how to write a project proposal, 8 marks. Okay, hand in by Saturday the 6th June 2020. That is the email. Please, thank you for being a good audience. Like the video, subscribe. Okay, you can make comments if there is anything to be adjusted. Okay, for you to continue getting these videos, please subscribe and like. I thank you so much for being a very good audience. Good evening.